kinds of people we're looking at here. Two different situations. If we both walked onto a plane, I would be the pilot, you would be a passenger. I am an innovator. You are an imitator. I'm a leader. You are a follower. I am a winner, and all of you are losers.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Exit stage left, exit stage right. There is no place to run. All the fuses in the exit sign have been burned out.
Now I'm the one doing the challenging.
And starting this moment from now, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of
the Professors of Wrestling. Are we ready to make this happen?
I think so.
You ready? I think we got to start out this week by talking about the sponsor.
Yes.
A show, and we need to do I guess the kids say a shout out to Order 66. And those are the cats that make it happen in the ring. So when you see Order 66 and they are coming by asking you to purchase pins, buttons, whatever you want to call them, help support those guys. Also, sometimes they have a gimmick. We've seen them have a gimmick table before.
With shirts.
Shirts, and he does art as well.
Yes.
So support the refs, because I think we talked about this. They secretly make the match go a lot smoother.
Yes, they do.
And so show your appreciation and buy some stuff from the Order 66.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Duke. We appreciate this. And our personal plug, help the page grow. What are we saying? Enroll now.
Enroll now.
And find other people that would like to join the Professors of Wrestling University.
That'd be a good one.
I don't know.
We're throwing some names out there, what university we should be. Dave has a few names. I have a few names. University of Kings Road.
Yeah.
I got University of Scoundrels Dungeon.
Yeah, but then that would lean us towards, like, bias toward it. I think we have to be somewhat unbiased, because we both ride grinds. I think we both admit that.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be that biased.
For sure. University of Strong Style leans us towards J2 Strong.
Well, I was thinking like Japanese strong style.
Okay.
But he's too strong. I did say strong style. I didn't think about that, but you're correct on that one.
And then if we just say University of Baby Hands, doesn't mean that we're all for David Ali. But that does mean we have to go with Connor Mason.
Yeah, and that may be copyrighted.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea that you would like, what university, if we were to magically start our own university, which we kind of have, shoot out some, I guess we'll post some stuff on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And if you know anybody that would like to enroll today, and I like that though, have them check out the Facebook page. Both, not Facebook and the YouTube.
Yes.
I think. And, what is that? Fred bait? I don't even know what that means. I can't even read my own handwriting. That's why I typed this stuff up ahead of time. Botched takes.
I have none.
I have question mark, because as I was prepping this out this morning before you got here, I think some of them were botched takes. I'll really admit that. But some of them are just confusion. And we had to look up notes to make sure we were going to talk about the 24/7 rule with Spinebusters.
For sure, that comes a little bit later on in the show.
Later on, but we had no botched takes. But if we do...
Which happens.
Yeah, we're human. I mean, we're professors, but we're not perfect.
Send those out to us.
Yeah, just message us on the Facebook page on the Professors of Wrestling, and we will get back to you. You can do it publicly. We got big boys.
Yeah.
We have a lot of news this week.
April was a huge month for wrestling, and it seemed like our enrollment grew.
It did grow. People were not happy we didn't put one out last week.
Yeah.
Sorry, Beatrice. We appreciate the enthusiasm.
The hype is real.
The hype is real.
Tuition's low.
Tuition, yeah, it's like free tuition.
Yeah.
I like that. Knowledge is covered with tuition.
Pretty much.
I don't know. We're riffing right now. But first, we need to start. I think we'll start out on the sad side. and then we'll go to the positive side.
For sure.
You want to go with the first one?
Some news on Vince Lewis. SWA gave us the update. 3-time SWA Tag Team Champion with the Punkadelics. He's on a sabbatical from competition due to serious medical issues. He's been battling a severe blood clotting condition and related heart complications. He'll be out for an unknown period of time while he recovers. He's really fortunate to have all his limbs. We wish him all the best from Professors of Wrestling. We hope that he's back soon to compete. Once a fighter, always a fighter. And please keep this young man in your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of late to the game as far as coming into the... To be honest, I'm a Laps fan. I think probably you fall into that same kind of category. And we just got into going to this, and the Punkadelics were the tag team champions, SWA, then lost the belt to the Renegades.
Yeah.
And then I think Vince was going to be going for the middleweight belt.
I think he was challenging Rod Grimes at one point.
No, I thought he was going against, what's his name from SWA? I'm totally drawing a blank. I got to look at Dark Rage, the belt Dark Rage had.
That one too. I mean, remember the night that he ran right behind us?
Oh, yeah,
straight
yeah.
into the ring for that open challenge.
So he was going for the belt Dark Rage had, and then he was supposed to come back, I think maybe last month, but he had a medical thing. But anyway, we want to see him back in the ring.
For sure.
Total 100% entertainer with that.
As soon as he gets back, somebody's tapping out, and it's not him.
No, I think he's a fan favorite. We definitely get better Vince. Positive note, and this is I was chatting on the internets with some of the local promoters. Cool things we get to see, and why I like this, and like I like covering. And maybe you and I've talked about this. When you see talent coming up is the much exciting part.
Right.
And we've been able to see some of that even in our short tenure of attending these shows and in the discussions to start this podcast and internet pages. But the first one, Sunny Days, who we saw, I may have seen him before, I'd be honest, but we saw him. He won which belt is it again? Is that the Gladiator belt?
I want to say so. The Gladiator belt from David Ali.
And then lost it in the 24/7 rule.
For sure.
But he signed a contract, or however that works, to take part Double or Nothing Budget Battle Royale
with AEW.
And if you've been living under a rock, we don't cover that, but that's pretty exciting. That's going from more. That's a big leap up, and we hope that turns into something other avenues for him in his wrestling career.
Sure.
And then what? We had two other people that may be leaving us.
Yeah, it's great for them. The Storm and Mikey Spandex from Task Force had a tryouts at the WWE Performance Center. If you recall back to our interview with the Storm, he talked about getting that one chance just to leave it all out on the line.
Yeah.
And see where he was. So
maybe that's what he was referencing.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool that now that's happening for him.
So that is good for WWE, bad for us in the SW. And he also, I've seen the Storm at, I think it was Extreme Championship, and then he's also been a part of Spinebusters too, when they did it in the auditorium in like that cage match. Mm-hmm. I think he had a big beef between him and Effie. They had a good run there. So, and then when we saw Task Force last weekend, I was telling you about it because you couldn't go to that show where they were going up against the Renegades, and you were like, you got these guys are just amazing.
They are. I mean, as soon as they come out, I'm just like,
I think you leaned over and go, you were right.
Yeah.
But why would I lie to you?
Who knows?
I say, but those guys are extremely talented. So best of luck. I hate to lose them to see what happens, but
for sure.
But you got to do what you got to do. Don't forget us little people, Mikey or Storm. But I think that leads us to, like, we did our first interview, and we need to thank the fine people at SWA for helping make that happen. We did an interview with the Storm. Check it out on the Facebook page.
Great people, wonderful environment. I think as soon as you walk in, you're part of the family, and everyone's shaking hands.
I think that was like wrestling room, locker room.
Yeah.
Like you got to shake everybody's hands type situation.
I think it brings you in, makes you more like seem there.
Yeah.
Everyone's respectful of your space and trying to help out.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's
And we're two idiots with a camera.
right.
And so it was unusual because like you're like, I guess this is what you do. I just go along with it. But we as our university grows,
For sure, it will.
we are going to be doing more of that stuff. And if there's anybody you think we should in the area, we should get do an interview with, let us know.
We'll make sure we
Do our best.
do our best to link up with them.
We are not biased. I mean, it's just super fun, and we know who's coming next. We're going to keep that. Well, we've kind of let it out. Should we let it know?
Might as well. I think we got Rod Grimes
Yeah.
coming next. Granted, he tried to diss us this week after saying some things where shouldn't be on Facebook.
Yeah. Those are the haters.
He's one of the bad seeds in our class.
Yeah, but I like him secretly.
Yeah.
And Beatrice loves Rod Grimes.
So he'll be good.
And should we talk about that third point? We're working on some possible merch.
We are.
We're getting a logo. We have people out there, and our graphic artist people is working on that. And as soon as something comes up, we will share that with y'all. Audience topics. Maybe we need to come up with a better transition than that.
For audience topics.
Yeah, like some sort of I like the botched takes is good, and then it's just like boom, 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 audience topics.
Here are some things from two people that are not in our best lives.
No, we'll talk about those people, but we'll talk more about that towards the end of the show. But hembra Kato said, "No topics, nobody cares." And I responded back, no topics technically is a topic because you're talking about a topic that we shouldn't be talking about.
And, she's always on our line asking for interviews.
There's some clout chasing going on there. We've got it. We could do a screenshot and do it, and then you have...
They have autographs from them. They really are fans because they send us merch.
Uh-huh.
So I'll have to put up that autograph just for people to see.
Yeah. Like they're clout chasing, but I think we got to get more detail later. And then El Niño said the only topics you need to focus on is May 4th at Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling, Inc. That's a mouthful. When I follow to take down the big nation, there's one topic you amateurs need to talk about. But then he was spouting off he's going to sue us. So I'm confused, El Nino. Where'd you stand? Where do you stand on that? Beatrice, we love you, Beatrice. She wants more Rod, more podcast.
We can help on one end, I guess, on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think the more Rod, we remain unbiased to it an extent.
Yeah. I mean, we like Rod, but she is also working on a Rod is God shirt that I imagine we will see in May. And or hopefully she'll send us pictures of that, or maybe she just wants to surprise everybody with that.
That'd be a pretty cool shirt.
It would be. She is a Rod super fan, but the podcast, I think, right now, I think we're happy with the every 2 weeks just because it allows us to get...
Allows us to grow, allows us to work on other things, have our meetings.
Yes, and then we're going to be adding more video elements to what we're doing and all that. So, Beatrice, we can appreciate the fact you want more podcasts, but if we don't go away, how do you know you'll miss us?
For sure.
And there can always be too much of a good thing. Gary Corker chimed in this morning as it's prepping up. I guess I gave it away when we were doing this. Has Preston Vesson found help in his fight against Dark Rage, Dandy Jack, and his stable?
I'd have to say so.
I don't know. There's something going on, and I had mentioned, and this is I don't want to get too much because we're going to talk about this on SW. Maybe this is a good transition to the SWA stuff.
For sure.
When we kind of review the Salvation show, but...
I will say, if you offered up $100 to ask what was Kangaroo's name,
yeah,
Dandy Jack would have not been.
No, because we just hear the people and the fans of Pavo just call him Kangaroo, and this has been a year.
And even the announcers, Kangaroo.
Yeah.
So Dandy Jack, we now know you.
Yeah. I enjoy some Dandy Jack. He makes it good. And you got that good clip of him being confronted by Superfan.
Yeah, so
One of the ladies of Pavo. I mean, that's what we reference her as.
he better watch his back from the silly string.
So Garrett, as we get into the SW, we're talking about salvation here. We'll get into that question because there is a hanging Chad question on that. It's something that happened at the end of the show.
For sure.
So that's our tease on there. But salvation, SWA, again, that card included the first match there was Jay Salvation versus the Dark Rage with a roll-up pin by Jay Salvation. And, Dark Rage, is part of that whole the heels of there. And we're talking about Rod. We're talking about the Renegades. We're talking about, who else in there?
Lena,
yeah. So there's a whole crew of those guys. And I think this was kind of building up to something that's going on. And this may have been, but what were your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was cool to see Dark Rage again back after suspension. I know you probably saw him in that week. I didn't go, but I'm a fan. I think he comes out there sporting a new gear.
Yeah.
And he's ready. He riles up the fans. Time to take him to the hood. You saw it in the audience. Preston was there.
Yeah.
Waiting for him. Maybe giving him a little distraction in there.
And I think that goes back to issues those two cats have been having for a long time.
But it also brought up, just to see both of those two in the same area, where's the belt?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
And if it's in limbo for this long, who's up for it, Spider?
I thought they were doing like a light heavyweight, or bantamweight, or however they would frame that. Because there was at one time there was like a rankings. I think Spider was in the top 5. I think he may have been number 1 at one point. I think like a year ago this time. Which brings us to our second match. Waylon Barley versus Muzzy. Muzzy, I think I saw him the week you didn't make it. He's 2 large bearded gentlemen. And Muzzy came down as he was distracted by as Maverick distracted Waylon in that. Are we going to see, is Muzzy part of this whole Dark Rage, Renegades, Rod Grimes contingent?
I think so, with Maverick now taking Muzzy as a interim tag partner.
I think, because Dax was not there for some reason.
Right, so I think we look forward to what may happen next month, and you may see Muzzy and Maverick just as a way to defend the belt at that time.
And then that led us to Preston Veston versus the Soviet Assassin. And the Soviet Assassin, which you would assume would be within that whole...
The heel,
that whole contingency. The last couple, you missed it the last show. There was some nefarious activities going on, and change of heart, glasnost happening in the Soviet Assassin. Are we going to see something? But Preston Veston was getting a whooping. They were coming in. Dark Rage came in, interfered with it. The assassin comes in and pulls Preston out of a serious butt whooping, and he won. That made Preston win via DQ out of interference due to Dark Rage.
But looking at that towards the end of that match, you saw Preston Veston and the Soviet Assassin raise each other's hands in the air as maybe a unity kind of situation that you're going to see in a future.
It's just unusual because I always figured, from the first time you would see the Soviet Assassin would always be in the heel contingency.
Right.
So, particularly in the social political climate that's going on between the Soviet Union and the United States, very baffling. Then we get things really, this has been building and building and building. We get the tag team because the Renegades, could not participate for whatever reason. Dax maybe overslept.
Too many biscuits.
We have no idea why Dax could not be there. So Nightmare Syndicate, who we've seen those two cats somewhat do tag team, but we were more familiar with them as singles.
Yes.
And I think Task Force.
My first time seeing
Task Force. And that was supposed to be they were supposed to rematch against the Renegades due to shenanigans. Let us say that. But what were your overall impressions?
High flying.
Yeah.
Very intensity match. I think at one point we were 15 minutes in, and I look over and I'm like, man, they're still going. And it wasn't like they're still going in a boring way. They're still going at a high impact way that they didn't lose a step throughout this match. And the fans were into it as well.
So yeah, I mean, it was a slow build up, and then you go on, and then we were recording, and then you posted that clip of them both jumping out, and I think we probably have some other clips that we could probably put together, if that's possible. But that went to the bell. That went to time. I think that's the first time we've ever seen like all the way to the time limit, no winner.
Right.
And Blaze came out. It's going to be both of them. I mean, whoever won this was going to be the number one contender for the tag team championship, the belts. And so it's going to be a 3-way with the Renegades, Nightmare Syndicate, and Task Force at the. And this is the fourth anniversary, the fourth year they've been at the Peacock Center in the Pavo on May 18th.
Relentless 2019.
Yes. So we're looking forward to that, and there's going to be a lot of belts on that, and I guess we'll talk about that on the next episode because that will either happen. I don't know. I have to look at the dates, or we'll be previewing that more.
I'm excited for it.
Yes. Then we get to the next one, Ox Hanley, which we had not seen in a while.
Right. When Ox comes out, I haven't.
Well, you hear his music. You see his sparkly robe.
He's out there.
He comes out there. Like, he reminds me of a PE coach. Like my elementary school PE coach.
Oh, man.
And then he was going against, and this is the second time I've seen the technical technical alchemist Dave Mercury. Mercury wins by I think pinfall, I believe.
And it was a good match. I think throughout the match you saw multiple times where David Mercury had to adjust his strategy.
Yeah.
He knew he couldn't lift the Ox.
He's very like, he's data driven. He's like an analytics nerd.
Yeah.
He's going out there. He's got his little assistant.
Taking the notes, giving suggestions. How can I get better?
Yeah.
And those two, one of those, David Mercury, comes up a little bit later in the show, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Because that leads us to our headlining spot to the Crown and Glory, and this is something we just built up, and I knew.
I think we both. If we were talking botched takes, I think we were both wrong on this one.
Yeah, and I think we both said Rod Grimes was going to win that one.
Right, it was for the SWA Southeastern Championship.
Oh, I got to go back here.
Okay.
Because the Alchemist, it was mystery. It was mystery guy. He was wrestling mystery person. So, and we were very surprised Ox Hanley came out. Of anybody who could have been, I never would have picked that guy, Ox, to come out there. So sorry I had to jump back on that one.
Well, it's all good.
I appreciate your understanding. So that takes us to the final bout, to our main event, and we were both wrong.
Yeah. It was for the SWA Southeastern Championship.
Yeah.
The Storm versus the Scoundrel, Rod Grimes. Now, like any other match that we've seen throughout the night or in our past, these two had long intros. And if you know me, I'm not a real fan of it. But to see the balance between who is Rod Grimes and who is the Storm, you saw the real division of Pavo. Literally.
Yeah.
One side you have Rod is God. Signs are up, fans are up, the support is there.
Well, you saw that in the divisiveness, like on the couple of posts we did, where you got the pinfall,
right?
And Rod saying his tights were pulled. I mean, Rod, come on, it's pretty clear.
You weren't ready for this match.
You weren't. Yeah, there was, and then also like the interview we did with it. The Storm is divisive. I mean, the thing is, when you're at the top, everybody's gunning for you,
and he's ready for that. I mean, if he can take your belt with little to no training, at that day,
and this led to, after that, Storm said it's open challenge. Anyone and everyone can prove he's the fighting champ, and we've seen this with different belts at different promotions, or over the years. First one to come out, as you said, David Mercury is going to come back, the Alchemist. First one to accept the challenge.
That's pretty awesome.
Waylon Barley, who lost to Muzzy earlier, threw out an acceptance. And the GM, Blaze, said, boom, here's what's going on. It's an open challenge stipulations. There's a lot of stipulations. May, the title match in May, it's an elimination match. And just after this, and this leads to a question that I want to ask you. Rod Grimes said he was in as well, and then attacked Blaze, and then told him. I mean, this was told to us through. I mean, we weren't up on the stage when that happened. It says, "JP Nasty," and I know who that is, sends his regards, which leads to a couple questions. Who's JP Nasty?
True.
It's like why is Rod, like, I know you're an authority figure. Come out, you got to kind of lay some rules down. I mean, we saw Kyle was there too.
Kyle was in the corner. Shout out to Kyle Alert.
Yeah, saw Kyle as a previous GM. But why is Rod attacking Blaze?
I think it goes back maybe 3 months ago where you have Rod and Blaze in the same ring, and
Yeah.
it's Blaze's first night, and he's laying down the law, saying, "Hey, you're not going to be acting the same way you've been acting." And
What did the Pavo sports commissioner lay down some facts? If there is such a person,
maybe there was an angry memo sent out.
there was like a lot of things. But I think this is intriguing, and this leads to a lot of questions. Hopefully, maybe, I mean, we're going to be talking to Rod our next interview.
So that'd be good to see why that happened.
That may open up some things, and maybe Blaze. We can do something with Blaze, or figure out who this JP Nasty is. And again, if you know something about JP Nasty, let us know. Again, we're newbies to the regional thing in a lot of ways, but it's a hanging Chad.
Yeah.
So anyway, and Relentless, May 18th at the Peacock Center. I think this is going to be. You don't want to say this is one for the ages,
But you don't want to miss it.
I mean, who knows? I mean, we see two of the cats that we saw last match at the Performance Center.
And they brought the house.
Yeah. And also, you're going to see, these are Tomorrow's Stars today.
Right?
So, and it's affordable, and nachos are awesome.
Nachos are awesome, and they are verified by Preston Beston III.
Check out that one. And we got an interview with the Nacho Man himself, right?
For sure.
And that will be coming soon. Anyway, that brings us to Spinebusters.
What a great time to be back in Valdosta.
Oh my God. I think, I don't know how to describe any other word, as like lucky
Yeah.
that we have all this like great independent wrestling here. That opened up, what was that? Spinebusters. Aftermath, yes. Aftermath. J2 Strong, who came out to the ring and shouted out, which we thought was beefing with Croc the Proc, according to some of what happened in the Battle Royal.
But it's all love on there. He dedicated this match to Proc the Croc. And I gotta say, that's really great of him to show that still tag team force, even though that they're going.
They're having personal issues.
And we respect it, and we're happy that they're...
And I need to say, I put these in not any order that the matches happened. No, it's because I was just like, oh yeah, this happened. But J2 Strong was going Ashton Starr, which we saw in the Battle Royal last one.
Yeah.
And that, I'm sorry.
I had Ashton Starr for this one. And I would have won if it wasn't for that ref.
Because the new ref?
Yes. I saw him count 3. He counted 3.
And you weren't the only one that felt that. And there was the people in the front row were in agreement with us. There's a lot of people questioning that. So again, why we appreciate Order 66 and their professionalism.
I don't think this one was a part of it. He was a newbie. But maybe he's like...
Duke, pull him into get some training. When we're in there, we as fans expect professionalism.
Right.
Not only from the participants, but also the referees right there. And you exalt to that in the ring and outside the ring. Get these new kids in line.
I'd like to see that match again.
Yeah, I would like to as well. But that brings us, and again, in no particular order, Flash and Cash, Hayden Price versus Havoc. And I thought, I'm going to cut to the end on this. Hayden Price won. It was a different finishing move.
Yeah.
Because usually he does something off the top rope. And it was like I forget the move. I didn't take notes on that, but it was a roll up pin.
Looking at Hayden Price, I mean, we talk about it every week in this situation. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
Has the moves to take on, be a top guy. I'm just waiting on that move. Hint, hint, Connor Mason, push him up.
Yeah.
And let him see what he can do. I think he could beat Mako.
I think there's a lot of people who beat Mako, but like there's some shenanigans going on with that one, which leads us to the Blaine Rage versus the Mako and the Spartan Champion Hunter belt. And Mako held the belt, but that was, I believe, a low blow when the ref wasn't looking, and then pinned him that way.
Yeah.
Well, he got him in the ghoulies. He got Blaine Rage was mashed in the ghoulies, and if you've ever been taken down like that, it can really neutralize you.
Yeah. Baby Shark made it out again.
Yes, and he's got that whole contingent of David Ali and Preston and all those other kind of America's Most Hated.
Is it hated? Yeah, most hated.
Yeah, America's Most Hated group, and hats off, they stick together,
Right.
and I can appreciate that, but it's frustrating.
That those 2 out of the 3 hold the, well, 1 out of 3.
Yeah. Now, and which gets us to the tabers, ladders and chairs match, which was originally going to be David Ali, Hold My Beer Hansen, which you're a super fan of Hold My Beer.
Hold my beer.
Hold My Beer, and then it was going to be Proc the Croc.
But
Thus, J2 Strong I thought that was cool, J2, to dedicate that, and a shout out to Proc the Croc, because that would have been, but Cassius Mack filled in for the Croc.
he didn't disappoint either.
No, and we've got footage, if you could go to the Facebook page and check out that, and we've got some other stuff that may be popping up in the near future on that, for a 3-way.
Kendo sticks, tables, real ladders, going out all the way to the fans.
Yeah. All over the arena.
Babies having to move.
Oh my God, that lady that was on the front row that would go, oh, I've got to go on the back row.
I gotta go to the side. Oh, now they're on the back row.
And that kid was kind of smiling and giggling at it the whole time. Was not affected by it. And it was like loud.
Yes. That kid enjoyed the wrestling.
I didn't know where to pay attention sometimes because there was so much. It's like one of those things is, where do I go?
Right.
And because it was behind us. No, wait, that was in front of us. It was on one side. So, but that was amazing.
Once they brought out the table, I was just like, man, Hold My Beer really knew. He took advantage of it.
Twice. And Cassius Mack took the brunt of it.
Yeah, he took some hits. But I will say, he walked out of there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
David Ali
held on to the belt.
And Connor Mason can take that to the bank.
Yes.
There was a lot of beef going on.
And I think I tried to go back and look through the thing, and the previous one.
But that couldn't have even been the start of it. Like, there's some underlying beef.
Yeah.
That we as fans, we just want to know.
We would like a little bit, like, the history of that, but Baby Hands, David Ali
was the champion
after that one. Which then we had BTB, which I would like to know what BTB stands for.
I'm gonna go with Birthday Boys.
I don't know. That's a good one. Brandon and Roe, and they came out and tried because they're the people they were gonna go against didn't show up and draw the hat, and ended up being every name was a Logan Creed.
Unfortunate that they could not change that magic around.
So it ended up being a handicap match, and I think we've got some foot. I'll post up some. I mean, if Logan Creed's like a 7 foot, he's ginormous.
When you see him come out, it's just like,
yeah,
man, how do you really stop it? There were some impressive moves by the BTB. They tried.
Oh yeah, that was good.
They didn't just say, "Hey, it's Logan Creed and he's bigger than us." They definitely tried to make it work. But at the end of the day, Logan Creed walked away with the W.
Yes. I mean, the dude's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a machine. And we later on went to find out that Hunter Mako took initiative to rig the system, so they had drawing out of the Magic Hat Challenge. It was only Logan Creed. So what does this mean for the BTB? That is a great question. One, I hope it means we'll find out what BTB means. And does this mean America's Most Hated are now gunning for BTB for whatever reasons?
Group versus group, faction versus faction.
Is BTB part of a faction? Or are they their own faction?
I think they're their own faction.
Does this mean Mako and David Ali get together and tag team? Or, I mean, who knows?
Does this mean we get more happy birthday songs when BTB becomes a champion?
That is a good question. So this builds up to the main event, which we kind of saw coming because the rookie Royale was getting. She'd been just thrown around like a rag doll by Preston Paradise.
And she survives every single one.
She is a beast.
Right.
She's just a machine. She's young. She recovers faster. So it was the notorious Johnny Maverick and how do you say it? Shalandra, Rookie Royale.
Yeah.
Versus in a mixed match, co-gender Preston Paradise and Lexi Gomez.
First time seeing Lexi Gomez at Valdosta for me.
Yeah.
She didn't disappoint. I think you look at this match between Johnny Maverick and Preston Paradise.
Yeah.
And we say, well, they've been fighting for this long. How can we... Who's going to come out on top?
Well, I thought like for her first time, and then Preston picked her for a reason. They worked well as a team
For sure.
and be honest with you, I don't know if it was a belt was in it, but obviously, I thought Preston and Gomez were gonna take the match.
That's what it's thought about. I mean, you see Preston Paradise, he's willing to do anything.
Yeah.
By any means to win.
And so I think it's going back to our predictions of how wrong we were.
Yeah.
For the most part, and some of it is card subject to change, so that impacts our calls on that. Is I was surprised that when Preston and Lexi were working together so well that she turned.
Right.
And right in the ghoulies, Preston, which led to a pin by Rookie Royale.
And that was a really cool moment to have her pin Preston versus Johnny Maverick, who was a little bit distracted.
Yeah.
So she handled her own. Rookie handled her own against the two. And it turned out well for her winning her first.
There was a lot of low blows at this thing here, and
An aftermath of low blows.
yes, it was, which leads us to a couple things to think about for Spinebusters coming up, which is going to be it says next month sometime is one. Shalanda Royale, the rookie, pinned David Ali. If you go to the Spinebusters, and I think I posted it up on our Facebook page as well, I shared that. She pinned David Ali for the Gladiator belt and is the first female champion in Spinebusters Championship Wrestling. And so what's happened to Sunny Days happened to David Ali, so I guess what comes around goes around.
For sure. But we have to worry about this whole, now that she is the Gladiator champion.
Yeah.
How will Hold My Beer, because he wanted it.
Oh, he made it really clear.
By any means.
Yeah.
I want that belt.
And we know he roams around with a pickup truck and a cooler just looking for trouble.
Nice.
I know it's trouble, but drinking cheap beer and...
It's a way of life.
yeah, it's a total lifestyle choice. So who's going to be next? That's a good question. I mean, that brings the question, should there be a female championship belt for Spinebusters?
I'd like to see Spinebusters increase their stable. I mean, right now, we know for a fact we have Shalandra Rookie Royale.
Right.
At one point, they had someone named the Duchess.
Yeah.
And then, hopefully, Lexi Gomez comes back.
We hope so.
And then... it's just those three. So out of those three, who would have it? Like, who would you pick to...
I don't know. I'd like to see more Lexi and some of the things, and maybe build up a larger lady staple within that. Or just create a belt, but this one becomes, it can be intergender. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman winning it, but then we have a specific belt just for the female wrestlers.
Right.
Also, in there is the heathen Logan Creed, who crushed BTB. Finally chosen his time. Has he? The question is he going to be going after the Titan champion Johnny Maverick for the next one? I'm thinking that's probably going to happen. I thought it was going to happen this match, to be honest with you.
Right.
Oh well, you know what? That is stupid. I got to retract that because he was in the mixed match. He was in the mixed tag team match. So I guess that would have been difficult.
I mean, as soon as it was ended, he could have.
That's fair. That's fair. So I think probably it's going to be the heathen Logan Creed v. Johnny Maverick coming up.
Who do you got in that one?
I'm going to go heels. I'm feeling like it's going to be a heel summer.
Heels all summer.
It's going to be a heel summer.
Okay.
That's just my prediction. What do you think?
I gotta go with Johnny Maverick.
Okay.
I think ever since this whole turnaround, moving further away from Preston, he's working harder. He's definitely becoming a face of the company.
Okay.
I think he can pull it off against Logan Creed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I like the fact we're going to disagree on this one.
Good deal.
And as we find out more what the lineup's going to be, we will let you know. Hopefully we'll know maybe the next one. Otherwise, we'll just be speculating. And that brings us to Sunbelt. Sunbelt Wrestling Entertainment. They had nothing. They didn't have anything going on, but they wanted. I want all you know. Wrestling with the Message is happening on May 11th at 6 p.m. at Sylvester, Georgia. Go to check that out. Look for it on the internet. Just type in Wrestling with a Message. It'll pop up on your favorite search engine. And on that match, it's going to be a tournament to crown the Salvation Champion. Also, a crown the Internet Champion. I believe we talked about
who that was.
We'd like to see El Niño in that one. As much as like a pain in the backside he can be, I can appreciate what he can do in the ring.
Yeah.
This is a free event, but donations will be taken for outreach and ministry right there. So it's pay what you. I would normally do the $8 to $10, but if you can't, it would be helpful. And also probably get some merch from some of those wrestlers, like if they're going to be donating their time, help cover gas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Also, the tag team champions, the Balance has an open challenge. So the Saint Hunter Young, who our friend called, what was he call him? Jose. Nice. Other people will be there: Landon Lashley battling Bill Weaver, Chris Nelms, our arch nemesis El Niño, Brother Azrael.
Will he win a match?
That is a good question. We saw him come in towards the end of the scrum.
Will he wrestle?
Yeah, that's a good question. Jay Too Strong and Bryce Cannon are going to be there. Plus, our good friends Order 66. So make sure you check out their merchandise and purchase something and say, hey, I heard about it on Professors of Wrestling.
Man, I really hope that Sunbelt won Paul Sullivan in the divorce.
Yes. That's a good question. What's going to happen with that? I don't know. Maybe we'll ask him and find out. Maybe we can get an exclusive for that. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Destiny Champion.
Combat Champion.
Combat. Jesus. It's long. Destiny. I've got it written in front of me, too. Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling, which we've been talking about for months. Well,
months.
For months. We've only done this a month. That makes it sound like we've been doing it a long time. May 4th, I'm going with Chris from IO Psychology. Yeah. So we'll be repping because you're not going to be there, and Bill may be joining us.
That's awesome.
But that's part of our Professor's crew. I'm looking forward to this. And they responded back to my message. So this is May 4th out at McKinley. It's just like outside of Jacksonville. I think it fits in. Like I thought this is a question. What's our circumference like? We could go crazy and go like up to Atlanta. We could go all the way down. But I like the just over an hour.
That Southern wrestling.
Yeah, our deep South wrestling. I mean, deep South wrestling. I think we're in that wheelhouse because it can be tempting when I look at some of the other stuff like just up like in Macon. Probably in anyway, May 4th, and these are the bouts that are going to be. Some of these people I've heard of, some of them I have no clue, so I'll be coming reporting back next episode. Okay. We have Jesse Neal versus Eddie Torres, and I think some of these people have credits to them. I forget, Jesse Neal may be one of them. My ignorance, if you could, I guess you can call that on a botched take. Damian Angel versus Bordell Walker. Dante Steele, we're familiar with.
Yes.
We have seen Fabu Andre. He's the guy that comes out with the butterfly thing.
Oh.
It's like super feminine.
Hey,
He wears the glitter. He's got the long hair.
but he's pretty hype. He can,
He's got some moves.
yeah.
So maybe our friend Dante Steele,
He gets a win.
maybe he gets a win right there.
Maybe I'm the bad luck in that.
I don't know. That's a good question.
So we'll see.
Yes. Well, we both missed the match that he was the number 1 contender for Mako. And then we got called out for it, fairly or unfairly. All right. We have, is that Janai Kai? Is that how you pronounce that?
I hope so.
And hembra Kato.
Kato,
She's enrolled.
my favorite student.
That's her yeah, that's a good one. She may be in detention after this. We have Jason Falcone and Hayden Price, who we're both a fan of Hayden Price.
Yes.
Will be taking on tag team champs, the Dirty Blondes. And I think I have seen the Dirty Blondes before. I can't remember. I'll report back if I've seen those. I may have seen them at a other promotion before Spinebusters came through. David Mercury, the Technical Alchemist, versus Prince of Rome D3.
Sounds like an interesting match.
It is. And going on, this seems like, I think this is like a tag team of some sort. I don't know. The Big Nation. And I don't know who's in the Big Nation. I just saw Big Nation. And the Legion of Pain, which includes our other student.
El Niño.
Yes. So I'll have a full report. I will be actually taking notes on this in my phone. But that leads us to transition to the beef we've been having.
With El Niño and Hembra.
Yeah. I don't know where this came out of.
I don't know. Left field for sure.
And it's kind of like haters gonna hate.
Clout chasers gonna clout chase.
Like, yeah, they're gonna get on Rate My Professor and write some terrible things about us.
I definitely need one of those.
Yes. We would appreciate that. But I mean, I'm saying bring it on. And both you two, I'm gonna be out of Destiny Championship Wrestling. You got something to say it to my face.
Nice.
And I mean, like, I think we're positive, upbeat guys.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so angry. There's a lot of like all caps, screaming and yelling type situation. Maybe they didn't get hugged enough as children.
And we root for them. We rooted for them for internet champion. Man.
I think yeah. I mean, bottom line, I think we're just fans, and they're threatening to sue us. They don't think we have people.
I appreciate them sending us autographs
Yeah.
because they love us so much.
I think you think it's secretly.
It's love.
It's love.
I mean, who sends someone an autograph if you don't love them?
I don't know. That's a good question. So I think it's interesting to see where this heat is coming from. If it will grow,
Yeah.
increase. I guess I'm gonna have to. I'll let you know more after May 4th, Mayhem, in McKinley, Florida, for DCC Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling.
Say that 5 times fast.
I probably could not.
Okay.
Not today. So that has been like a big issue, and I gotta say, all those people sticking up for us out there, much love. We appreciate that, and we thanks for getting our backs.
Yeah. We appreciate it.
So I think that is it with this week's show. Again, we need to make sure you check out Order 66.
They are a great group of people. One last thing before we head out. I do have a Taco Bell review and a nacho review.
Okay.
Because I got nachos this month.
Right. You're right.
It was a wonderful month for me because of the great people of Pavo. They had the nachos ready. Gave them my smooth $5 for the chili cheese nachos and $1 for the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I would rate this one on a high task force rating scale.
I think people don't understand. You talk value for money.
Yeah.
In this day and age where you're watching every nickel and dime.
Those nachos. I mean, I started to think like maybe it was just me who loved the nachos, but every time I turned, everyone was
They'll sell out.
Yeah.
They'll sell out of Mountain Dew and nachos.
So those are wonderful nachos. After that, we took it to the Taco Bell. We made it, well, that was Wednesday we went to Taco Bell.
Right.
And we made it back, and they were like, we closed at 11, but it was 10 o'clock.
Like,
we know how to eat.
Yeah. But I think we compare that to is when we were in Douglas,
And
they were fast,
but not clean.
not clean. This was clean,
but not fast.
It's not fast. And I'm not saying we need it like now or we're in a big hurry or anything like that, but I was like, okay.
15 minutes for some food.
Yeah.
Taco Bell, not so much.
No. But do we have that? Because we did one after.
We did one after SWA finals.
Yeah.
We've been Taco Belling it up.
Yeah.
For a good bit.
We need to create a map and dot like how many hits Taco Bell's in the region. So
Yelp reviews.
Yes. Anything else?
One quick reminder: we are on Facebook and YouTube at the Professors of Wrestling. You can find me on Twitter at D2Baber. And Dave?
I'm at hey _ shoot, let me say that over again. My Twitter is hey _ snowflake, and my Instagram is justaprofessor.
Nice.
And then enroll today.
And we'll see you next time.
And you have subscribed.
Hey guys, this is The Storm, and you're checking me out on the Professors of Wrestling podcast, which you should be checking out every other week as they put out new podcasts on Facebook.